Hey BookTube! I'm back with another video in my No Shame series, and this time I will talk about not reading as much as you want. So let's talk about the numerical goals of reading. We all know the Goodreads goal, where at the beginning of each year users are asked how many books they want to read in a year. I find the average goal seems to be somewhere around 30 to 50 books. Some people strive for 100, and some people who have all the free time in the world try to read more. So let's say that you're a sane person, that you have a job or you go to school, or both, or other interests, and you want to read 50 books in a year. How do you feel when you don't reach that goal? Do you feel ashamed? Do you feel embarrassed to admit that you failed? Well, I don't think you should. I think reading because you feel pressured, especially to fulfill a quantitative goal, is one surefire way to make sure that you don't enjoy reading. And one way to find yourself in a reading slump. And we automatically have resentment towards obligations and things that we feel we need to do. And reading, I think, shouldn't be an obligation. I've heard too many people say that they don't enjoy reading because they were forced to do it in school. And I find that such a shame. You know, I could talk again about how we should restructure, you know, the English classroom to allow reading for pleasure as opposed to feeling obligated to read. That's another video. I also feel like feeling pressure to read a certain number of books can actually lead to you reading books of a lesser quality. In order to reach that number of very impressive books. I mean, I think when I see these videos of people saying, oh, you know, I read 250 books this year, I go, wow, but did you sacrifice quality and thought-provoking books and good books in favor of fast or easy reads? For me personally, I'd be a more satisfied reader if I had read only, say, 15 really good quality books as opposed to 100 pieces of regurgitated fluff. I mean, plus, what do you really get when you reach that elusive book goal? You get nothing tangible. Maybe you get bragging rights, but nobody likes a braggart, even a humble brag. And you don't really lose anything if you don't reach that goal. And admit it, we don't have time to read all the time. You know, some of us have interests and want to dedicate time to other hobbies. You know, I sometimes wish I had unlimited free time and that I didn't need to sleep so I could just do everything I wanted to do in a day, but I don't. I'm human. I need to sleep. I have to work. You know, these things need to happen and they get in the way of reading. But I accept that. You know, and I'm not going to feel guilty about pursuing other things aside from reading, because reading is not the only thing I love to do. I mean, do you feel guilty if you don't do X amount of crafts in a year, or if you don't hike X amounts of trails, or, you know, X amount of whatever else you like to do? I mean, I hope not. So why should we put our pressure on ourselves, you know, when it comes to reading? I think you should really just feel proud of the books you have read instead of ashamed of the ones that you haven't. So I want to ask you, how important to you is it to reach that quantitative goal of a set number of books, and how do you feel when you don't reach that number? So remember to keep on reading whenever you have time.